I am at the gold farm, which I built in the last episode, and it is really efficient at this point. Now, in the last episode, it really wasn't that efficient, but I made some changes which increased the efficiency a lot. And when I say changes, I don't mean like changes to the farm. No, I mean changes to the nether below. So I did some spawn proofing, not even just a little bit, like it took of just solely placing blocks and not a crafting or smelting the slabs or that, so none of that, just placing probably took around 8 to 10 hours. So it was a lot of work, but I continued to build this, which I saw in the time lapse, and I now have this in total it can hold 20 of these piglins. Hoglings? No, hoglings are those. They're like the pigs, but the big pigs in the red biomes. These are piglins, I think. But I have 5 of them. It can hold a total of 20. So you can see these guys are actively trading. I put a bunch of gold. This is just to test. So you see we have a lot of gold there. Bunch of hoppers. I have 2 rows of hoppers just to prevent overflow because you can see it is a problem. Yeah, in the more frontal chests. The further you go along, you can see overflow is quite a problem, but that leads all the way down to here where I built a little storage system. Actually, no, not little at all. This is massive. It used a bunch of resources. Each side, like this side, in total used 4 stacks of chests, and this side did the same. In total, I used 6 stacks of hoppers for this entire build, so it was very resource intensive. Would I do it again? Absolutely. This was totally worth it. Look at this. Look at all that blackstone, all the gravel, ender pearls, obsidian, quartz, and every other item, even some fire resistance potions. So I would totally do this again. It was totally worth it. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly go down to the normal nether, just not on the roof, just down below, and I should probably put on my elytra. And I'm gonna go show you all the spawn proofing I did. Now keep in mind that I know a lot of people are probably gonna say this is fake. You still think it's fake? I mean, look at this. 20,000 of these smooth stone slabs I have crafted. If you go into creative and you say /give, it doesn't register on your statistics. You have to literally go into a crafting table or grindstone and craft it for this number to go up. And as you can see, 20,000. 20,000. So you can't tell me I cheated. If you still think I cheated, I don't want to tell you, man. I don't want to tell you. You can see why I say it took hours, like 8 to 10 hours, probably 10 hours. Just placing stuff. This isn't even all of it. There's some deep ravines and little cliffs like this, and there's some stuff like ravines inside the little hills like this, and then massive tunnels. So yeah, it just took absolute ages to get this thing as efficient as it is now. But it is almost at max efficiency. There's a few more spots that can be spawn proofed, but honestly, I don't think it's worth it. Like, it's already so efficient, it's extremely efficient. I don't think I need to do more spawn proofing. So if you were just to take a little look at this. Now watch. And this isn't really as efficient as it was because I still have this little thing down there. As you can see, there's some stuff spawning there, so it's not as efficient as it usually is, but you can already see. Look at this. I get a lot of gold from it, especially using the looting 3 effect. Yeah, just look at that. So I don't really think I need to do more spawn proofing. It's also just a bunch of irritating spots to get to. Right, so what I basically do is I go off and I just fly and I come back, and then there's usually a bunch of mobs here, and then I just kill all of these guys, let these guys live, and then I try to lure them into a system I built up here. So they just follow me up here. I just run across. You can see there's some dead. This should actually be one lower. So what I do is open this trapdoor. He comes running to get me, and I just build up, and he falls right in there. And then he's ready to be traded with. The other side does also work. I've set it up, but I don't have that many piglins on this side, so I haven't done that much trading. Yeah, so just by using this simple technique, we are now almost full on the one side. Each side holds 10 of these guys, so we have 8 in total on this side, 9 with that guy. So we only need 2 more in these slots, and then we need to fill up this row, and then all of the piglins are in their slots. And I'm gonna grind for a bunch of gold. Do the same with every pigment as I did on this side. Fill a chest with gold for each one of them, and then just hit these buttons. What these buttons do is if I press it, a golden ingot gets dispensed to this guy. There's a pressure plate on top of this block, and then when the gold gets dispensed, it lands on top of it. And this piglin, he takes it, but then when he takes it, the pressure plate gets unpowered, therefore firing the dropper again and dispensing another gold ingot. So this is a perfectly timed gold disperser, shooter, whatever you want to call it, but it just gives them gold at the perfect time. So let me go ahead and show you the technique that I'm using to get a lot of piglins. So basically these are spawnable blocks. So if I just fly away off into the distance, now we head back. I usually fly out further, but then you head back and there's a bunch of pigmen. Usually there are more hoglins, this time there aren't. But then I just repeatedly do this, kill these guys off, fly out again, and then just eventually I get a bunch of these hoglins. No, not hoglins. Hoglins are the piggy stuff, like the aggro that with the horns. These are piglins, not hoglins. Okay, I need to imprint that in my brain. But these piglins then just run into these holes. I lure them into it, and then yeah, it's an easy process. It just takes time. Okay, there we go. We now have this one row completely filled with piglins. Now just to do the other side, I still need to name 2 of them. And then it's just that side. Big progress update for you. We are 3/4 of the way done. Only 5 left to go. This is getting exponentially harder because there are already a lot of mobs. Like these in total are 15. So they don't spawn as many anymore if I fly away, so it is getting, the chances of getting one of these piglins are getting rarer, but I am still managing to do it, so hopefully we can get these last 5 guys. Oh, and you might also be wondering how I am level 139. Now I think you can all understand that that's from the gold farm, but then why don't I have like a ton of gold? Well, that's because of this. Yeah, I took all of the gold I had, went over to my spawn chunks, got my carrots from my auto carrot farms, and just turned an entire shulker box full of carrots into golden carrots. So I now have a very good and stable food source, but now I'm left with no gold. So I'm gonna have to grind and keep whacking at them for probably an hour, and then I probably would have a bunch of more gold to trade with these guys. And I also know that the storage might be a little excessive. I mean, this is 6 chests for one item, but I think you might be able to understand because from 9 stacks of gold. Okay, no, let me think for a second. So I think in total 21 stacks of gold gave me all of this, and we have this farm which is just so good at giving me and collecting gold that I think we are going to be needing this much storage. Ladies and gentlemen, after many struggles, many more countless close death incidents that I nearly died in hardcore where I only get 1 life, I am proud to say this is now finished, and we have all 20 hoglins ready to go. I only need some gold. Now all that's left for me to do, this area is done, sorting system is done. All I need to do is add a dropper with a hopper clock on each of these sides with lava in front of them, so that everything that I don't want, extra items that, you know, might drop into there, don't just go into the sorting systems and break the entire machine so that they actually get disposed of. So that's all that's left. All of this is lit up so no mobs can spawn in here, and I used to get mobs spawning on the roof. That's how I got all of the piglins in here, but this has all been slabbed off and pressure plated, so it is now impossible for any mobs to spawn here. I put lights there so they can't spawn on the redstone over there. So this is now completely spawn proof, and the farm is back to maximum efficiency. This is done. I can go ahead and AFK for some gold, fill up some double chests, and then just hit these buttons and just watch them give me loot. Alright, so this farm is now completely done. I don't have to do anything else. You can see I added some of these buttons. That's because pigmen were still spawning down here, even though the light level isn't nearly at 7. So I assume they can just spawn in light as well. So I just added these buttons to spawn proof it, and so I can still see the pattern on the floor because I think it looks really good. But now I need a bunch of gold to trade with these guys and for them to give me a bunch of resources. So I'm gonna go AFK for a long while, not just an hour, because an hour really doesn't even give me that much. It gives me a lot, but not the amount that I need. Like, I need a ton. So I'm gonna go AFK for maybe even through the night and just see how much I can get. Wow, okay, I have been AFK for so long. Actually, not even AFK, I've been physically sat here clicking with my sword, looting 3 for the past 2 days. Not 2 days straight, probably like 5 hours every day. So 10 hours in total, but now I have every single dropper has 9 stacks. I don't have any in the hoppers or chests, but that is 10 hoppers filled to the brim. So that is 90 stacks of gold, I think. Yeah, 9 stacks in each times 10. I think that's 90 stacks. But yeah, now I'm ready to go. And if you want to say that I cheated and I just went into creative, got this, okay? Then how would you explain this? Zombified piglins killed. You killed 32,842 zombified piglins. You know how many that is? Like, seriously, that's a lot. So you don't even try to tell me that I cheated all this. I have spent hours collecting gold. I even have more left, but I think an entire hopper or dropper full is enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and press these buttons and see how much loot I can get. And the last button, there we go. That is all the piglins now fired and trading. This guy's a little bit too far into the corner, so if a gold block lands on the edge, he can't pick it up. I'm supposed to like take a fishing rod. I think I have one somewhere around here. Yeah, I'm supposed to take a fishing rod and just hook him closer, but guess I'll do that later. It's fine at the moment. So yeah, if we just head down, actually if we head behind everything, that's the one thing that I love with the system that I built. Everything is easily accessible, from the hoppers to the chests to the disposal system. But you can see the overflow is quite intense. Luckily none has gotten into the top hoppers. I put these bottom hoppers just because if these top ones were the only ones collecting, they would easily get filled, and therefore items would just be lying on top of the hopper and eventually despawn. So I added a second row of hoppers just to collect the items faster. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wait for these guys to completely trade up 90 stacks of gold, and then see how much I can get. I also made all of this accessible without an elytra. So there's stairs up here, there's some slime blocks down there for if you jump down, so you don't have to take the boring ladders. But yeah, now I'm just gonna go ahead and see how much of this stuff I can get. So it looks like I'm gonna have to add a third row of hoppers, or I'm just gonna have to find a way to collect these items fast, because you can see even the double hopper lines have now been overflown. Like, there are just too many items. All of these are just completely filled, so I might just have to add a third row of hoppers underneath these. Yep, this is definitely going to be a problem. I mean, look at all those items, and if they stay there for longer than 5 minutes, I'll lose all of that. So I added the rest of the hoppers that I had here, and I added all of it underneath, but it's not enough to cover everything. So I might just go ahead and go get more hoppers and maybe, just maybe, add a fourth layer. I mean, this is insane. Even the third layer. Okay, these are completely clean, luckily. Okay, so this seems to have worked, but I don't think that's gonna keep up if I have an entire chest full of gold, especially if I have all of these chests full of gold. So I am definitely gonna have to add a fourth layer of hoppers for all of this, because that is way too many items. And just like that, 90 stacks of gold is gone. And now I have now 4 rows of hoppers leading to this little chain. So these are all empty because they've stopped trading, so there's no more items flowing in. So I'm gonna go ahead and see how much I got from 90 stacks of gold. I really hope this was worth it, because AFKing, not even AFKing, physically sitting here and clicking for 10 hours is kind of insane if you don't get a lot of blocks. So let's go ahead and check. Blackstone, one chest full. Okay, so we have one chest full. This is what I love about this. Everything is just easily accessible. Okay, so that is one stack, one chest completely full, and we still have items flowing in, I think. Okay, yeah, you can see there's still some items flowing in. Right, let's check gravel. Almost an entire chest. Ender pearls. That's a lot of ender pearls. Obsidian, not that much, but it is like one of the most rare items you get from bartering. A lot of quartz, crying obsidian, fire charges, another iron farm that I basically now have. That's a lot of spectral arrows. Doesn't really matter because I have infinity, but still useful. Leather, soul sand, and then just a lot of other stuff. I've occasionally come down here and just use these potions just because I can, because I have so many. I mean, look, it's up to the 5th chest, and these are also being filled. Oh, I also cleared all of the dirt from down below this little platform, the dirt which I built on, so yeah, that's all cleared up, and you can see I have all of that in my inventory right now. But we have a lot of items, and I'm quite glad about this, because mainly I'm going to be needing this for a massive project that I'm planning to do in the future. It's a massive project, so it's not in the near future, it's not going to be done in the near future, but I'm planning to start it in maybe 2 episodes from now, because in the next episode I do plan to do some other stuff than building that massive project. What that massive project is, well, that's a secret, as I said in the episode where I just blew up the nether with TNT. I don't remember why I got it. Oh no, it was the previous episode where I built the gold farm. And I was at my mob farm and I said that's just a secret. It's that project. And you're just gonna have to subscribe and wait around for me to post that video and see what it's all about. But yeah, this video is long enough. I think it's probably at like 14 minutes now. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I did a lot of work in this episode. I know I did more talking than actual, you know, building on camera. Like I did that time lapse to start the video, but it was only like a minute and 10 seconds long. So I do apologize about that, but I enjoyed making this video. There was a few concerning parts like the overflow system, those hoppers, but that's all fixed now. So yeah, next episode I already have plans on what I want to do. So I'll see you then.